Hi, Peter Thomson here, and I'm just filming from Auckland Airport in New Zealand. You'll see behind me, and as I walk along, the queue to check in for a flight to Singapore. Now, I'm not going to Singapore, I'm going back to London. But the flight to Singapore is a large plane, which is great. You know, it's a trend in aviation is towards larger planes. But what hasn't happened is that the rest of the infrastructure hasn't been modified to accommodate for the larger plane. So they've modified the runway at Auckland Airport to allow for bigger planes. Air New Zealand have been working on branding and kind of redesigning their business, communicating so that they can get more people on the planes. So they've been spending money and investing right the way along the value chain. But they've forgotten about a key bottleneck, which is the experience of checking in for a flight. So you can see behind me there's an entire queue. The queue goes right the way through the gates and then back out again, almost out the door to check in. I guess what's really fascinating for me is that Air New Zealand are a great company. I really support the work they've been doing. I love some of their creative marketing they've been doing recently. I even worked with IDEO on designing new seats as well, so really interesting, creative, user-centered design. So everything that I believe in. But they've made the classic mistake that I always see time and time again, is they've forgotten the last mile. You know, they've forgotten to really focus in on the customer experience. So I don't know quite how IDEO missed that. I'll be interested to maybe do some research, find out what they thought about the check-in experience. And also, I think what they haven't done is deal with the bottlenecks. And I think that's the key thing I wanted to touch on this video, is every business has a bottleneck. You know, every process has a bottleneck somewhere, but it's worth spending time to find out what are your bottlenecks, you know, and then work on improving those, because that's a really quick way of improving the customer experience, is just to ease up some of the bottlenecks.